before getting to the Christmas story, one last thing, which is the prophet Zechariah. There's a watercolor by the artist James Tissot, who's one of the most interesting artists on the face of the planet, but I won't say anything more, but you can ask me about him later if you want. But he specifically was painting the prophet Zechariah, second to last in book order before Malachi at the end of the Old Testament, and pretty much second to last chronologically among the prophets in the Old Testament. So Zechariah, I'm going to pronounce it Zechariah, get that E in there, has this prophecy that this is the one that I was saying. And I just don't think we see it too much. But I think it's a wonderful prophecy of the Lord's advent, the Lord's birth. And I am asserting that it tells us specifically what time of day the Lord was born. And I'm being irresponsible because I'm not sure, and let me just, before continuing, you will see references to times of day here, and you will also see references to light, the quality of light. Jehovah my God shall come. It shall be in that day that there shall not be light, brilliant nor sparkling. But it shall be one day which shall be known to Jehovah, not day nor night, but about the time of evening it shall be light. Is that familiar to you?
No.
I don't think I know this one very well. Zechariah chapter 14. So what's going on here? So this is Arcana 6000. This is the one I showed you before, but then I sort of raced past because I wanted to get a little more context for it here. So before the coming of the Lord, the divine human was Jehovah in the heavens, for by passing through the heavens he presented himself as a divine person before many on earth. So before the glorification, there was no glorified divine human, so the Lord would pass through the heavens and use the persona of an angel to appear. The angel of the Lord appears to people in the Old Testament. This is a dimmer, not so bright way that the Lord appeared at one time. Dimmer, not so bright, because the glorification hadn't happened. The Father and the Son were not united. The divine itself and the divine human were not one. So before the coming of the Lord, the divine human was Jehovah in the heavens, for by passing through the heavens, he presented himself as a divine person before many on earth. But at that time, the divine human was not so completely one with the divine itself, which is called the Father, as when the Lord made it in himself altogether one. Still talking about before the glorification. Continuing. The light about the time of evening. That's a phrase from Zechariah's prophecy. It won't be daytime and it won't be nighttime, but there will be light about the time of evening. The light about the time of evening is the divine truth which would then appear. So the appearing of divine truth at the time of the Lord's coming into the world. I don't know if I want to say the Lord's birth into the world, because the glorification still had to happen over the course of his life. But at the time of the Lord's coming into the world, not nighttime, not daytime, but at evening there will be light which would then appear. So now jumping back up, the day when it was not day nor night is when the Lord was born, for it was then evening. QED. Haven't I proven it? The Lord was born in the evening. Mary gave birth in the evening.
I would have assumed that from the story.
Yeah.
Because they were hunting for a while and could find no place when they finally came to the end.
Yeah,
and
sure.
They let them stay there. So I would have assumed that it would have been then she
The
was
end of the
ready
day.
to deliver that baby.
Yeah, sure. And I think that's the way we've sort of traditionally seen it. But in this explanation of Zechariah's prophecy in Arcana 6000, now I'm sort of fooling around, because was it actually 5 p.m. or 6 or 7 p.m. when the Lord was born, or was it at an evening state in the history of the world? Well, that's the other part I need to show you. That is at the end of representatives of the church. So it's not necessarily talking about time of day. So I have irresponsibly told you that the Lord was definitely born in the evening. But I think it's
Correspondentially, it makes sense.
but correspondentially it makes sense. And when I saw this, looking up stuff about the evening, the day when it was not day nor night is when the Lord was born, for it was then evening. That sort of hit me between the eyes. And then if the angels came to the shepherds a little later, then it would have gotten into nighttime.
So that would actually have been Christmas night, not Christmas Eve.
By the time the shepherds got the word. Yeah. But I was just thrilled to find this. This was my find of the week.
Zechariah 14.
Zechariah 14, and then this explanation in Arcana 6000, subsection 7. Yeah.